Hey there, this would be part 7, I believe, of Ocarina of Time. Short of the first 6, so yeah, this would be 7. And we're starting off here, in the Happy Mask Shop. We're starting off this side quest. Let's see what he has to say. Might get a reaction. So interested in masks. So that's basically how you find out if someone's interested in buying it or not. If you're like me, you never figured it out, you just used a guide. It's like, there's too much world to... I mean, obviously, they start you off easy because the guide directly tells you about it, and a couple of them are pretty self-explanatory. And I guess it just depends on how often you talk to people. Let's see, so how am I going to do this? Am I just going to go straight there and... Yeah, let's just kind of do it a little bit every day, I guess you'd say. We'll do it on the way to different places. I won't just do it all at the same time, especially since you can't do it all at the same time. You know, they force you to stop at one at a point until yeah, it doesn't matter. Everybody knows this game. Until after you become Adult Link, and then travel back to Young Link time. In case you haven't seen all the episodes, this is how I travel, and that's just how I do it. Can get up the stairs really quickly because he can jump as soon as he lands, so is that really... I guess that's pretty fast. But I still think sidestepping's faster. I'm sure they've done tests and know factually, whereas I'm just kind of anecdotally looking at it just from what I can tell, not from any actual objective measurements, but that's just how it is. So when I just recorded the Mario, the next batch for Mario, I stopped the recording in theory at every 22 seconds, you know, give and take. So I don't know if I'm gonna do that, or just gonna... because that was also kind of a hassle, but maybe it does save a hassle later on. So I'm thinking, you know, I have a little bit of experience with the way with doing it all in one go, and I have a little bit of experience with, you know, just getting them one at a time. But I did the one at a time more recently, you know, earlier today, so I think I'll try to just do the whole recording session in one go, rather than, how you say, the other way that I mentioned. the other thing is for the first recording session, I recorded an hour for Mario and 2 hours for this. Whereas, but if you have 1 episode a day, and this is 4 and Mario's 3, that means you're going to have a lot of extra Zelda and not much Mario left over. Well, actually, Mario will be completely used up, but this will have 6, but it only needs 4, so there'll be 2 extra episodes. So there's not much to work with, if you start uploading them, if you use them up, if you're measuring it from when you first record it to when you run out of recordings. If that's a week, then if you have 6, then you'll have too many. So I'm actually only going to record these 4 at a time, and Mario 3 at a time. So Mario will take an hour, technically 66 minutes if they're 22 minutes each, roughly speaking. But this will, only be 4 episodes, rather than saying it's 2 hours. And I think that's probably a better method. Of course, I could also do, up it to being Mario will be 6 episodes, in other words, 2 hours, and then this will be 16. No, it wouldn't be 16. It'd be, 8? And then how much would that be? That'd be 20 minutes times 8, so that's 160 plus 10 minutes. So anyway, that'd be not 160 minutes. Well, in the meantime, I'll just record them 1 week's worth and then just keep recording on Monday so it doesn't get out of sync for the time being. So that's how I would handle doing 2 different series at the same time. But mostly, I think I might have mentioned this already, but mostly I would just want to do 1 series at a time, so you don't have to deal with all this, other than making sure you get 7 videos a week. But, I do plan on starting a little tradition where I do those 2 at the same time. 2 different projects. You'll probably figure it out. Whoever might be watching would figure it out probably within the first 2 times that it happens. But I'm probably going to just do an entirely different project when these 2 are over. I don't know if I'm going to talk to everyone. I normally would. I think I normally would. Oh yeah. Wait a second. Okay, we do have that. Okay. For a second I didn't think we had Saria's song. Normally, yeah, even though I jumped down here, I'll do the thing I normally do first, which is doing that jar part. Oh, wait a second, you have to... Let's see, there's also a stick in here. Yeah, there it is. In case you missed the one that's in the jar up there. Oh, there's 2 of them. That's in that, stairway, I guess you'd call it. Yeah, I guess even though there's a floor to it, it's still a stairway. It's weird how that's two different Zingles. Get that started right now rather than waiting until we get the not the mitts, those aren't mitts, the bracelet. But you don't have to. Oh, wait a second, I can't do that now. What am I thinking? What am I thinking? Well, now I'm a little confused. Did I not get this one or something? Sorry. If that made a reaction. Yeah, that's right. It feels like getting ahead of the game by, not by avoiding the mitts, but by not getting the bomb bag to do that part. Which, speaking of which, I normally... I'll just show how I do it normally, the part later. So Navi would normally tell you what to do here, I think. And that's how you'd figure it out. Well, actually, well, yeah, I think she'd talk about, hey, we should go see Saria. And one of the Goron tells you about how he secretly likes to dance. So I guess that's about as much of a hint that you'd get. Come on, come on, come on! So yeah, needless to say, this is one of my favorite parts as a kid. Well, music is a drug. Funny how people say that it's like a Hylian phrase or something, like the guard at the bottom of the mountain said like, I'm not doing this in exchange for anything. It's like everybody around here is tsundere or something. And not until playing the Master Quest did I figure out how this worked. And I remember my cousin somehow got this to work, but I never... That was one of the only things I didn't remember. But in Master Quest they have you do that all the time. I don't think we need the sticks anymore. Yeah, let's not fail. This is an important Goron, really. Because he tells you... In case you don't figure it out, he tells you about the deku... Excuse me. I yawn quite a bit. Anyway, he tells you that there's a Deku stick around here, which is actually something that also is in the Zora fountain that they have a jar, and it almost kind of feels like the same kind of an area. It's like next to a spirally staircase, almost kind of an area, sort of. It's just something that every city has, which is kind of interesting, because you know, need to use it to get a art container. Ooh, that's bad timing. Oh, that's a bad something. Oh, but it didn't hit me. Maybe if this one doesn't work, I'll actually figure out how to time it properly. Yeah. Supposedly this is random, but it seems to me like if you do it 3 times in succession and it doesn't take too long to do it, then you get it, but that just disproved that. Wow, I started at 1 and we got all the way up to 98. I mean, I wasn't recording when it was 1. I got the 20 rupees in the outside of Hyrule Castle as I was getting inside of it to well, not outside of Hyrule Castle really, it was outside of Castle Town. That structure, you know, the fact that there's a moat and a drawbridge almost makes you think you're going into a castle, but it's actually just going into the town next to the castle. Anyway, I got the rupees that were up there. So I think we started the episode off at 20. Yeah, that would make sense, because then I immediately went into the, I didn't think it was night. I didn't think it was night. Is it night? Well, anyway. Wait, is that a sculpture that only appears later? Maybe it is. Yeah, that's right, it is. Wow, that was weird. I almost think the capture device affects the game somehow, but that is probably not the case. Anyway, I started the episode out at the Happy Mask Salesman's place, so obviously I didn't get any rupees in between then and the beginning, so yeah, as far as the episode is concerned, we started at 21 rupees, and we already got up all the way to 99. That was also very hard to get as a kid. Oh yeah, you have to backflip. Oh, that's no good. That doesn't show off the fact that you can do it before being able to get rid of it. Because this whole structure almost makes it seem like it... I want to do it while the bomb is still there. I guess you pretty much just automatically pick it up like that override. But that shouldn't be. Because I know you can... I mean, it's not like, oh, fine, whatever. Normally I get this before even getting the, bracelets. Huh. I suppose we'll get that one. Okay, this is the part that would always scare me too much to continue playing, you know, after the several years of not playing it to begin with. It's added like maybe in at least 6 months. The music that starts off in here. I can't hear it right now because I'm recording through the headset, and that's covering up the music that's coming from the television, but that's being recorded onto the recording program. So you can hear it just fine. But this always intimidated me too much until my sister finally, started playing this game, and she got up until the first, I'd say the first real dungeon. The first, they're basically introductions. They're hardly real dungeons. They're too short. But, anyway, that's about as far as she went. And that was, but she didn't really figure out the Z targeting, so she'd always try to hit things just like this, and never used, like I said, Z target anything, so, Phantom Ganon was extremely difficult. Oh. While I'm talking, so I keep forgetting about these details. Oh, bugger. So anyway, being scared of this place, but then going through with it anyway, it's kind of a growing experience, I'd say. I think I kind of grew a little bit, to be honest.